Yes, indeed.
I know you like that.
I know you like that.
I know you like that.
We do like that, man. Welcome to the Shake Back Sports Show OT, powered by the BGC Sports Network, man. Live, loud, and in color. And the reason why, oh, by the way, my name is Willie Epting Jr. I am your humble host. And the reason why I played that is because we are back. The quintet. We're going forward wide. I'm going to bring the boys in here in just a minute. We're going to be talking some NFL training camp. Now, we know that today is the first day of NBA free agency, so I'm going to try to keep these dudes reeled in. But they are sports fans, and sometimes, man, you just got to go with the flow. So, oh, by the way, thank you guys out there for checking us out on Facebook Live as well as YouTube and Periscope. This show will be going immediately to all of your favorite platforms for podcasts, to include iTunes, Google Podcasts, as well as Spotify. So with that being said, you already know what time it is, man. Let's go out here and let's get this thing. Let's go. Yes, sir, buddy. You already know what it is when you hear that music. It's the special edition of the Shake Back Sports Show Media or Shake Back Media Group. That's right. We have rebranded. But this is the Shake Back OT. Willie Epting Jr., man, holding it down, man. Leading the crew. That includes the first person I'm going to bring on stage. Welcome back to the OT, Mr. Cory Ellison, Dallas, born and bred, Dallas Cowboy fan to the hilt. What's going on, brother?
What's good, homie?
What's happening, player?
What's up?
West Dino, man, is in the hizzy. And as I said, he is a Dallas Cowboys fan, and we're going to be talking about those Cowboys here in just a few minutes. But up next, he is also a Dallas Cowboy fan. He is do it all for Team Up Sports as well as the Shake Back Media Group. Man, this dude is running around with his hair on fire. And I appreciate all that he is doing, man, for the group. And I am talking about none other than Jae Mott. Jay, what's happening, player?
Oh, nothing too much. Ready to get the season started.
Yeah, he sound ready. He sound ready.
Look, I'm pumped. I'm ready to go.
There you go. And last but certainly not least, he has been on the Shake Back Sports Show #Shop Talk Edition, live from Stevie J Sports and Cuts way back in the day when we first started. Man, what a mighty long way we have come, and he can give you some testimonies about where this whole movement has come from and where it is and where he sees it going. Brand new Papa as of today. I'll let him discuss that here in a minute. One of the dopest barbers in the game. I'm talking about Michael James Hamilton. Big Mike, what's going on, bro?
Man, not too much, man. Life is great. Life is great, fellas. Glad to be back.
Yeah, man. We glad to have you, man. We missed you. As I said in the intro, there is a new intro or a new addition to the Hamilton clan. And we're going to give you the first words or the only words on that, brother. Go ahead.
Man, my beautiful wife gave birth to my beautiful daughter, Harmony, this afternoon, actually. And we had a home birth. So it was that much more intense of an experience, man. And God watched over them, got everybody here in good, got them in good condition and good health. And I'm riding the high right now, man. I'm riding the high right now.
That's what's up, brother. Congrats.
Appreciate that, man. See, all I needed them Niners to get that Super Bowl this year, and it's over.
Yeah.
That's all I need now. That's all I need now.
I'm pretty sure there's 3 other teams in that division that's got something to say about that. And we're going to get to the NFC West. Not today, Mike. Not today.
That's cool. That's cool.
Not today. But
the games ain't real yet, so I'm good.
Right. Well, they not real and they may not count, but they do matter. So we do know
matter.
that.
I didn't say they didn't matter. They do matter. They definitely matter.
All right, fellas, man. So we got the Hall of Fame game coming up on Saturday, and that pits the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Dallas Cowboys. So we're going to talk about the AFC North and the NFC East, and we're going to start with these two squads because they are the first teams on the agenda to play a game that don't matter or that don't count but does matter. So we're going to start there. Dallas Cowboys. Training camp issues already with Dak Prescott. Of course, he's coming off the surgically repaired ankle that he sustained or that he suffered in week, 4 or 5 against the Giants last year. Came back, got the contract signed. They said that he was looking better than he ever had as he was rehabbing the injury. Recent reports have come out, Cory, Jae, and Mike, that he has had some shoulder soreness. No reason for concern is what they're telling us. Jay, what do you think? What should they be telling us?
Well, I don't think it's a reason to worry at this moment. Mostly because, right now, mentally he's ready. We can tell that by just, his press conferences, the way he's carrying himself, his leadership. Mentally he's ready. And it's just about making sure he's 100% because, he's a $41 million man and he's going to take the Cowboys as far as they're going to go. So, he's a very important cog in that system. And without him, we saw how it fell apart last year very quickly. So I think it's important to take care of him right now. Just let him rest it. And chances are, just overworked it a little bit. But we'll see. So,
all right, Cory. So as the other resident Dallas Cowboys fan, any concerns for you about the shoulder, even though they're telling us that it's okay, and Jay kind of confirmed the same thing?
No, I don't have any concern with it, man. I think it's par for the course. He getting out there. They say he's been throwing all summer before training camp even started anyways. So it's just getting that repetition. Sometimes, your arm will get a little sore. But again, like I said, that's to be expected. So he's going to be ready to rock and roll, man. Set him out this preseason. Maybe let him get in that last game, maybe for a little bit, but he's gonna be ready to go game 1.
All right. So Mike, as you and I are the only non-Cowboy fans in the room, I mean, I think I can speak for both of us when I say that we really are both Dak Prescott fans. But as a fan of another team in the same conference, any idea or any thought that what Cory and Jay and what the rest of the people out there are saying, does it have any concerns for you?
No, man, it sounds like overuse. Really, that's what it sounds like. When you can't run and you can't move, I can throw. So, I could imagine him somewhere stationary throwing a lot of football without a lot of movement, just trying to keep his edge. And, then you get to camp and you're eager to show that you are ready. And you just use your shoulder too much. So, I mean, I'm with those guys, unless they come back and they start having multiple MRIs and stuff like that. If you just resting him, I'm cool with that. Long as he on the field, going through walkthroughs, going through drills, stuff like that, just not throwing an 11 on 11 and stuff like that, I think you just rested. Because once again, you've invested in him now. So it behooves the team that none of these games count. And your performance in the preseason don't matter. Mm-hmm. So we can shelve you until week 1.
Yeah.
If he come out week 1, who cares?
Yeah. And you're right. I mean, and the fact that it's the Hall of Fame game, he's probably not going to play. Not probably. Even before this shoulder issue showed up, he wasn't going to play anyway. But I will tell you guys this because I got a little bit of Angel's advocate when it comes to all of this.
Of course.
Particularly when it comes to the Cowboys and their fans. Not really their fans. But I'm not going to say that there's a reason for concern. I'm not going to say that there's a reason for worry. But I am going to say that there is a reason to be watchful, simply because of everything that I said in the introduction. You're coming off of a career, an injury that would have ended most people's careers back in the day, and then you just signed this mega deal that made you the richest player of all time in the sport, and you have you are a very, very athletic and mobile quarterback. So with this injury, your mobility may take a little bit of a hit. So now you don't want your shoulder to start giving you issues. Not saying that it is. That's why I say it's not really a real reason for concern, but it is a good reason for watch. And I agree with you guys when it says, or when they're saying just go ahead and rest him. He's day to day, and they expect him to be totally fine. So I agree with you guys there, but it is worth noting to be watchful of it. All right, let's move to the Pittsburgh Steelers, because the Steelers, man, last year started the season 11-0, and they were the most disrespected 11-0 team, I think, in all of sports history. Ben Roethlisberger could not throw the ball down the field. They could not run the football whatsoever. The defense clearly got tired at the end of the year. They got the doors blown off of them against Cleveland in the first round of the playoffs last year. So with the Steelers, and we've seen what they've added, particularly in the draft with Mr. Harris from Alabama, the running back. Is the Steelers, or are the Steelers going to be the odd man or the odd team out when it comes to the other big three, or the other four teams, or the other three teams rather, in the AFC Central? Corey, go.
For me, man, the one thing that I can always say about the Steelers is they follow the beat of their coach. And Mike Tomlin is hard-nosed, man. He's disciplined. So to me, the Steelers are always going to have a chance, going to always be there. I think the addition of Najee Harris was huge for them. I definitely think that's what they missed this past season. They didn't have that running game. They didn't have that threat. And for Roethlisberger, I don't know, man. Another year older, another year longer in the tooth. They say he's lost weight. I can't tell. So it's all like with any other team, man. It's going to depend on your quarterback. You know, if your quarterback is doing well and functioning and thriving, then your team will have success. But I do believe, you know, again, with them having that coach and them having that running back, I think they'll be there. They'll make some noise.
Okay, so Jay, as a Cowboy fan and a team that has 5 rings, and your organization and Corey's organization is looking up at the Steelers in terms of how many rings they have with 6, and everything that we've talked about and everything that the Steelers have really kind of undergone during the offseason, how do you see this team shaping up, as well coached as they are, coming into training camp, or in training camp, and then ultimately into the preseason games, and then into the regular season?
Well, the thing that stands out to me when it comes to Pittsburgh Steelers is they always, whenever they are competing and getting close or winning a Super Bowl, they always run the football, which now they have Harris. They always play strong defense, which they got, you know, Bush, Watt, a couple other guys on the defensive side of the ball. So they fly. They make plays all over the field. And that's a Mike Tomlin staple, always has been, or at least since I've known or followed his career. And, you know, to me, Roethlisberger, at this point, if we go back to his rookie season, even though it was a different coach, he was a bus driver there. And I hate to call it and say it like that, but he was. And they went, was it 15-1, 14-2 that season?
Yeah, 15.
The formula's there. And so that division is going to be a slugfest across the board. Because to me, even Cincinnati, you know, and that's another team we could talk about in a moment. So
yeah, but yeah, we'll get there. Mike, as a fan of a franchise that has 5 championships as well, how do you look at the outlook for the Steelers in making a possible run for another championship with this particular group of people?
Oh man, you know, I'm of the mindset. I think that you know, what you said about the 11-0 Steelers last year, you know, they were playing good football. The problem when they lost the 2 linebackers, when Devin Bush went down, it changed everything. They couldn't run the ball before Devin Bush got hurt, but they was winning. When he got hurt, it changed everything on their defense. So then what happened was we don't have a running game. The defense not as stout. Now, Ben, we need to carry you. Ben is at the stage where no longer can he carry less than players. So he needs everybody to be competent and able with their job. Now, I can do my job now. I can't lift all ties no more. So if everybody else not balling out, Ben not gonna stand out. But if everybody's doing their job, he can Tom Brady that thing. He can throw the ball underneath 25 times a game, 215 yards, a touchdown or two, and Najee Harris coming through with the sledgehammer. They'll be in the mix. I don't see them as a Super Bowl contender, but I won't say that they don't have a chance. But I think they're gonna make noise. With AFC North football, they're gonna beat up on each other.
Yeah.
So, ain't nobody gonna just run off with the division. Everybody will be within a game or two of each other. So I think Roethlisberger is very close to his end year, maybe another year. But I'm gonna throw this on there and I'm gonna let it go. I like the Steelers because I think they got something. I think Dwayne Haskins is the guy.
Really?
I like Dwayne. Yes, I like Dwayne Haskins, man. That kid got a skill set and talent, man. He need discipline.
Yeah, that's true.
He need discipline and he needs to mature. Now, once again, he can mess it up and not mature and not get to his opportunity. But he a pocket quarterback in the Roethlisberger mode. You know what I'm saying? Throw the ball down the field, run the ball, play good defense. I think they got a guy in-house. I pull for him because I think he got talent. He just immature.
Right. And that's a shake back story in the making in itself. But I'm going to hit y'all with a couple names, man. Marquise Pouncey.
Yeah, that's big.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Bud Dupree. He's gone. And when you talk about a team that couldn't run the ball last year and you lose your anchor to retirement, that's why people were really, really kind of up in arms about them picking Harris in the first round, thinking that they should have gone O-lineman. And we've seen the Cowboys have success with drafting those offensive linemen in the first round. And maybe that's something the Steelers could have taken a blueprint from. But another thing, too, about the Steelers is that the defense, man, they wore down. And Minkah Fitzpatrick, I'm looking for him to have a bounce back year for sure, or a shake back year for real. I picked that dude to win the defensive MVP last year, and he really wasn't there. Devin Bush will be back after the leg injury. TJ Watt, man, he's better than his brother. The little brother is better than the big brother.
Now,
yeah,
but not overall. No,
yeah.
Now he is, yeah.
So it's all good, man. So let's move on to the rest of the division. We're gonna keep it here in the AFC North, and that houses, of course, the Baltimore Ravens, the Cincinnati Bengals, as well as the Cleveland Browns. Now we're gonna go to the Cleveland Browns because number one, I gotta send a shout out to all my folks up there in Cleveland: Rachel Hill, Natalie Turk, Zach Shaffron, John Suchan, all those guys, man, that have been on the show up there in Cleveland. I've written articles with those guys, man. They're wonderful. They're starved Browns fans, and they are really digging their heels into the dirt this year, thinking that it's going to be their year. So the Cleveland Browns, okay, Baker Mayfield. The question is he going to take that next step forward? They got weapons all over the field. They have probably the best running back tandem in the National Football League. OBJ is back, and he looks like he is in phenomenal shape, and looks like his attitude is well adjusted as well. The defense, they added Clowney. They added a couple other pieces as well, too. They got rid of some pieces. So, Jay, step on up here, man. Cleveland Browns, is this the year that they take the next step in the NFL?
Yes.
Oh.
I believe so. I believe Nick Chubb, he just got his 3-year deal yesterday, officially signed it today. That right there to me solidified that they serious about not only, with the wide receivers, the other skill positions, but with Myles Garrett, he's going to continue to improve and get better. Just up and down that, that team. And then Baker Mayfield, I do believe that he's going to take the step.
And that seems to be the consensus, is that he will. And Big Mike, you talked about maturity with Dwayne Haskins Jr. We've seen that out of Baker. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I got Cleveland as the best team in that division. It has to do with Baker Mayfield, but it has to do with Baker Mayfield and Kevin Stefanski. Mm-hmm. See, when you got the right coach with the right player, if he know how to hit that right button, he can unlock that guy. Now, Baker Mayfield wasn't, because he a Sooner. He ain't never been no fan favorite of mine because I'm a Longhorn. But I recognize that as an NFL quarterback, you know what I'm saying? He can play. You know, this dude can play. And people forget he had KC on the ropes in the playoffs.
Yes,
They couldn't seal the deal. What that was that's the first time running uphill, he couldn't get all the way to the top of that hill. So I look for him to make that next step. But like you said, the weapons are everywhere. The defense is good, and I like the head coach. So I like I said, if they don't win that division, I'll be surprised. And that's with Lamar Jackson there and everything. I think if Lamar Jackson don't increase his arm
accuracy
output,
Mm-hmm.
his arm output. If he doesn't throw the ball more, running is good. But if Baker Mayfield gonna get you 275, 285 yards, your 110 rushing and 185 passing, not gonna beat them.
Yeah,
he gonna have to throw the ball more. But I like Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, Corey. So let's talk about the back end of that defense with Greedy Williams, Ronnie Harrison Jr., John Johnson III, and Denzel Ward. That's three first round talents right there, Corey. When you think about it, and two of those guys are actually, you have an LSU person or an LSU product and an Ohio State product, and then you got Grant Delpit also on the second string, so he's going to probably be the nickel. Is the back end ready to take the next step, man? Because they were susceptible to the pass, not as much last year as the year before, but I think for them it's critical that those four guys, man, step up in a major way. What say you?
Man, they got some young Thundercats back there, man. Like, they youth back there. They got speed. They got quickness. They got the youth. They got it all. So I think it's just a matter of them just having another year under their belt and, getting more seasoned. I think they're going to be phenomenal, man. And, Clowney ain't the same person that he was, but he's still able to get, cause disruption. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have to actually get to the quarterback, but as long as he can get some disruption, that's helping those young kids on the back end not have to do so much. So I think they're going to be phenomenal, man. And just looking at them last year, man, they were explosive. And now you bring in OBJ back. If he stays healthy, they number one in the division for sure.
Yeah, and let's not jump the gun, guys, with the predictions and stuff. But I understand what y'all are saying, and I applaud that. And I know y'all are just being who you are, and that's what I love about you guys is that you bringing the real no matter what. But here's the thing too with the Cleveland Browns, they are poised to take the next step. We've seen it. Many people, myself included, believe that they should have beaten Kansas City last year, even before Patrick Mahomes went out. They just didn't. That defense let them down, and they short that up on this end. And then with Clowney, for a number one overall draft pick who was really just a highlight film at South Carolina. Ask I forgot the kid's name from Michigan, but he blew his head off. But when he comes into the league, people were disappointed because he wasn't getting the 15, 16 sacks per year. But the numbers don't always mean the numbers. Yep. So if he's being disruptive or if he's playing the run to a degree to where those other linebackers can flow, then it's all good. It's all good. So I think the Cleveland Browns are poised for a big run. This is, to me, probably the second best division. Second best division in football, and we'll see what happens there, man. So, Big Mike, you started talking about the Baltimore Ravens, so let's go there. Lamar Jackson has tested positive for COVID once again. So he's in quarantine. He's going to miss probably 10 days or so. And in terms of working on his arm accuracy and that whole team's passing efficiency, I think that's going to be a bit of a hindrance, but assuming that he comes back, without any long lingering effects or what have you, the Baltimore Ravens, man, they made enough moves in the offseason to be reckoned with as well. But on the offensive side, I mean, J.K. Dobbins has been handed the keys at the running back position. He's an Ohio State guy. By the way, I hate them too. Jay, how prominently do you figure the Ravens' run game will be with Dobbins and Gus Edwards in particular, who's like a 290-pound back coming downhill at you?
Well, with Lamar Jackson, you're going to see a lot of run-pass option. And that right there, you know, of course, we talked about, I think someone mentioned earlier, talked about Lamar Jackson, his ability to run, stretch, you know, cause the havoc, and then having big backs that you could lead and just have a give and go, and they can control the tempo a lot. And so I do think that the one thing that Baltimore, same thing with Pittsburgh, to, you know, they have that blueprint, and it's like they just come in and they just plug in people, you know, and they have that formula. I can't argue with it because I mean it's been productive going all the way back to when Ozzie Newsome started there. So
Yeah, that'd been something if Ozzie Smith was there.
yeah, I mean, yeah.
But,
So,
but yeah,
go ahead. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. So like, I mean, power run game, you know, that's gonna be their MO, because I mean, I just don't see Lamar really taking that much further as far as like the weapons just aren't there on the outside for me anyway. And so they're gonna have to rely on that running game to play keep away. So, so
Cory, check this out. They did, and this is another name that I didn't mention when we were talking about the Steelers that's now in Baltimore, and that's Alejandro Villanueva. They got him. He's now their right tackle coming off that line in the Steel City. And if you think about it, the Steelers have lost 3/5 of their offensive line from last year. So they've got Sammy Watkins there, and they drafted the young kid, Mr. Wallace, and they got Deion Kane from Clemson. Watkins, in your opinion, has he really measured up to being a top 10 pick that he was from a few years ago?
No, sir. Not at all. He hasn't. And for me, that's my concern with Baltimore. I don't think that they've done enough in their receiving core. Because at this point, man, they're still relying on Lamar, like he said, to, you know, run option pass. And at some point, man, he's going to have to stop doing that. Otherwise, his career is going to be cut short. He has to learn how to stay in the pocket and learn how to pass from the pocket. But if he doesn't have the weapons to do that, then, you know, what is he supposed to do? So for me, I'm not sold on Baltimore. I mean, like you said, I know they made some key additions, but I don't think they've done enough, especially on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah. Mike, so the defense, they've got big names, and they just signed Justin Houston. I want to say it was yesterday. Pass rushing extraordinaire. He's a little long in the tooth, but he can still get after it. And they play a 3-4 defense. And Justin Houston will be on the strong side. And Tyus Bowser will be on the weak side. They got Calais Campbell in the middle, along with Derek Wolfe. But that back end, I think this is the best secondary in the NFL with Marlon Murphy, Chuck Clark, Deshaun Elliott, and Marcus Peters. What say you?
I don't know about the best. They got a good tandem of corners. Them other guys, they cool too. I like them defensive. Man, I sure hate they got Justin Houston of the Niners to pick him up too, man. And he at 32 years old, he still gets you 8 sacks, man. And you know, that don't sound like a lot, but 8 sacks mean you probably getting 20 pressures, 25 quarterback knockdowns. You know, that stuff matters, you know. And that's Baltimore. They're gonna always compete defensively. You know, their biggest issues are going to be, can they expand the playbook? You know, I've had Greg Roman as an offensive coordinator, so I know what his limitations are. I'm interested to see, has he grown? Because although they don't have outstanding names at the wide out, they got some serviceable guys along with the tight ends that they already had to give Lamar a competent passing game. And keeping the eye out for Devin Duvernay. If they find a way to make him viable in the slot, that dude is dangerous. That dude is he went to high school with my son, and I've known him since he was a pee-wee football player. And this dude is electric, man. They got to find a way to incorporate that though. Greg Roman, having Coach Colin Kaepernick, he'll run game you to death. But to actually throwing of the football, that's the part I still haven't seen him as a OC evolve into. And Lamar got to know that, you know, if you're going to advance in the playoffs, you got to be able to go throw that football, man. You got to throw that football, dog. You got to be able, it's gonna be some nights we just gonna load up the box and make him throw the ball. And he's gonna have to be able to stand up and go get him 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. You know, when you playing Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Who else in the AFC? Baker
Derek Carr.
Mayfield, Derek Carr. You got to be able to put some points up, and it's not that they can't score, but sometimes you can't always go on the long drive, so you're gonna have to be able to throw that football.
Just couldn't help yourself, could you?
What?
Derek Carr.
Bruh. We're going to get to I can't wait to get to the AFC West. Anyway, speaking of that,
right?
Let's move on, man, because we need to get the AFC, the NFC, your division, y'all's division in.
Hold on, wait a minute. We didn't hit Cincinnati. We ain't gonna run off on them.
Yeah.
We gotta hit them. We gotta hit them Bengals.
Okay, we can't run off on Cincinnati, but I think we all are in agreement that they are on the up and coming, but they're not there yet. They're the fourth best team in that division. I'm very and Jay, you and I talked about this all throughout the summer, and Corey, you too, in terms of Joe Burrow being on track to start game 1 after suffering at ACL in week 15, I think it was. But they didn't go offensive line in the draft, so they went Jamar Chase. So that's hanging young Joe Burrow out there. All three of y'all, from all three of y'all, one word answer. Corey, does Joe Burrow start all 16 games this year?
Yes.
Jay?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
I say no. No way. If he didn't do it last year and they didn't make the line better, how's he going to do it this year? No way. I understand he got injured running the ball, but he still got hit a whole bunch. All right, so let's move over to the NFC North, the NFC East. Dallas Cowboys, we've already talked about. The Philadelphia Eagles with Jalen Hurts at the helm. Their number 1 draft pick, Devontae. What's Devontae's last name, y'all? It's not Devontae.
Smith.
Devontae Smith, the Heisman Trophy winner from last year from Alabama. I hate them too. Goes down. He has a sprained MCL. He's going to be out for 3 weeks. An already questionable offense that really can't run the ball. How much of a setback is this going to be for Jalen in that passing game, Corey, going forward for the next few weeks?
I think it's huge, man. Number 1, he's a rookie. Number 2, they need to, get that camaraderie with one another. And if he's not in training camp, when it comes to getting on the field, they're not going to have that timing down. So I think it's huge, man. But I'm not mad at it, though.
Okay. Since you said that, let's move over to Jay, the other Cowboy fan and the resident NFC Philadelphia Eagles hater. Jalen Reagor from TCU, he's back. They got Travis Fulgham. They got Dallas Goedert. Zach Ertz is still with the team, surprisingly. They had issues all along the offensive line last year. They seem to be at least coming back. But their running backs, Miles Sanders, he's good. Boston Scott, do you think they should have made another move, man, for somebody in the backfield?
Well, Miles Sanders, I believe in Miles Sanders. I think part of the reason why Doug Peterson isn't there is the way towards down the stretch that he didn't, even whether it was Carson Wentz or whatnot, he refused to keep staying with the running game. And the receivers weren't as great. However, I would have added another back, but they really believe in they have smaller backs like Boston Scott, other people like that. So they believe in how they picked it because they look for the next Darren Sproles is really what they wanted. So, and so they have a running back by committee. However, the most talented one, in my opinion, is Miles Sanders.
Mm-hmm. And Mike, this is about the Philadelphia Eagles, but kind of indirectly. It's kind of looking like they may have won that trade with Carson Wentz going down with the foot injury. He's going to be out for 12 weeks. We're going to get to the AFC South a little bit later. But in terms of the Philadelphia Eagles, man, where would you rank them in terms of their running back room with the rest of the teams in the division?
At the bottom. Yeah, you got Zeke. You got Zeke in Dallas. You got what you got? What else? You got Saquon. Got Saquon coming back. You got the Washington backfield, and like he said, I think Miles Sanders got some, but it's been a couple of years since he left the Bears that he's really shown that. But that has a lot to do with, like you said, not running him. So if you just lining up the room, they're gonna be the last in the room. They're gonna be the last room I'm gonna go pick to be my running back room.
Yeah. And let's go there because you mentioned Saquon Barkley. He's back off the ACL. I don't think he is fully participating in camp at this point.
They still got him on the PUP list.
I think they still have him on the PUP list. And if that's the case, I mean, that's fine. It's really, to me, it's like the Dak situation we talked about earlier.
Yeah, we know what you can do.
Yeah, they're being very, very cautious at this point. But here's the thing for the Giants, and I want to start this one off if y'all don't mind. This is a make it or break it year for Daniel Jones. This is a make it or break it year for Daniel Jones. You go out and you get Kenny Golladay, who is a viable number one, in my opinion. You have Sterling Shepard. You go out and get John Ross, who can't seem to stay on the field. You got Devontae Booker in the backfield, Corey Clement. Evan Ingram is one of the better tight ends when he's on the field. They picked up Kyle Rudolph. The offensive line seems to be shored up as well. Nate Solder's there. This is the year for Daniel Jones. So if he does not perform to the capacity that they're expecting, will he be a backup next year, Corey?
I'm already saying it's not going to work. And the reason I say that, who's the offense coordinator?
Jason Red Jesus.
Dead man walking. I agree they're giving him weapons, but is the offense going to put him in position to be successful? And I really don't have any confidence in that.
Yeah, and I'm with you because I actually have forgotten about Jason Garrett being their O coordinator. But hey, you know what? That dude seems to always keep landing on his feet. Jay, from the defensive side, they got Reggie Ragland. He's out right now. They've got a pretty good secondary, man, with Bradbury, Peppers, and Adoree Jackson, who of course came over from Tennessee. Is the backside or is the back end of that defense the strength of the team? Jay.
Gotcha. Sorry. That's definitely not the strength of their team. The strength of their team is their line. I mean, the defensive line. Because if you look at their defensive line, I mean, whether it's Leonard Williams, I mean, they got some big dogs on that line, and they're gonna wreak havoc. So, and I may have misunderstood the question earlier about the running thing. Now, Zeke is the best running back in NFC East. I don't care what nobody said. Miles Sanders is the best Eagle. So let me clarify that. So.
Okay. Very good. Very good to clarify. You're right, man. They got some hogs up front. Dexter Lawrence from Clemson, and as you mentioned, Leonard Williams. Big Mike, take the last one, man. How confident are you in head coach Joe Judge, who was a special teams coordinator and got elevated all the way up to head coach, and Red Jesus himself, Jason Garrett, as the two that's going to be running the plays and running the show on the offense for Daniel Jones and the rest of that group?
I don't watch Giants games like that, really, unless they playing the Cowboys at this stage, because they don't really have that talent level. Mm-hmm. But I'm a little different from these guys. They Cowboy fans, so they look at Jason Garrett in a different light. Now, I don't think that he's great, but I also really don't know how good he is as an OC. Jerry Jones stripped him of the play calling duties a long time ago. So, you can't blame a man that don't call plays when bad plays get called. So I look at what he did last year with what he had. They were actually okay. Their biggest problem, Daniel Jones got to quit turning the ball over.
Yep. Absolutely.
He lead the league in turnover since he's been in the league. And anybody tell you, if your quarterback fumble a lot, you're going to lose a whole lot of games. That's really been their problem. They turned the ball over too much. The kid has talent, but you got to protect the football, man. Whether it be picks or fumbles, he turns the ball over too much. Saquon Barkley is always a great alternative, but you get a guy coming back off a knee injury. You don't know what version of that guy you're gonna get right out the gate. So Daniel Jones, and it's time to get paid again.
Yeah.
If that don't fire you up, I don't know what's gonna get you right. So
and he is on his rookie deal. So
yeah,
I agree with that 100%.
And teams won't hesitate to not pick up your 5th-year option now.
Yeah.
I think the league has gotten smarter now. Cut bait. You know, if a guy if a cat can't get you to or give you the inkling that in 4 years that he's got it, don't pay him, man. Cut him loose and go get you another one, man. You're not strapped with the bad contracts no more. So, you know, if I'm him, I'm in that thing really trying to get my game together, and I'm holding that football with 2 hands.
Yeah, just ask Leighton Vander Esch about that 5th-year option. I mean,
ask Solomon Thomas about that 5th-year option.
Hey,
he finna ball out this year though. Watch.
Yeah, he gonna ball out for the Raiders this year.
Who?
Vander Esch.
No,
I'm talking about Vander Esch.
Anyway, let's move on to the Washington football team. In case you guys did not know, and unless you've been so socially distant as the stupid Delta variant is wreaking havoc on our world, so socially distant that you haven't understood or been around to know that they still don't have a moniker. They're still the Washington football team. I almost said the Redskins after saying all that. I like the WFT. I like the pickup of Ryan Fitzpatrick because it's going to either be Fitzmagic or Fitztragic. I like their running back room with Antonio Gibson. He gave the Cowboys blues last year. J.D. McKissick is a great alternative to what he does. Terry McLaurin out of Ohio State. Oh, by the way, I still hate him. He actually is one of the better top 8, in my opinion, in the league. And Jay, they got a Ouachita Parish High School phenom on that second team in Cam Sims at the wide receiver spot. So Logan Thomas, they just inked him to a new extension. The quarterback turned tight end. I think the Washington football team may surprise some people out there, guys. Corey and Jay, any chance that, well, I'm not gonna ask that. Any concerns about the streakiness of Ryan Fitzpatrick and him being in yet another new place? And we know what he does at the beginning of the season. He leads the league in passing for like first 4 or 5 games. Any chance or any idea, or I'm sorry, any concerns that he carries that out throughout the rest of the season? Corey, go.
Man, for me, Fitzpatrick is not what concerns me. It's that front 4, man.
I need you to answer the
Chase
question.
Young, Deron Payne, Sweat,
Hey,
and of course,
hey.
Of course.
I need you to answer the question.
He doesn't concern me. He's a wash. Like you said, it could go either way. Okay. So that's not what scares me. It's that front 4, man. And that's the team in our division that really, really concerns me more than anybody else because of that defense, man. Them boys, oof.
Bruh, can you let me get to the defense? I'm setting it up to get to the defense, man.
No, man.
You offsides.
I rushed the passer. I blitzed.
You costing the team, man. Yards, man. Stay on sides. All right. Jay, maybe you can do a better job of what Corey did for me in answering the question about Ryan Fitzpatrick. I think that this dude, man, he's smart as all outdoors. We know he has an Ivy League education. He's got one of the best beards in America. Any concerns about him carrying the momentum that he always provides at the beginning of the year into the middle of the season, and then the team starts to gel? Any concerns there for from a Cowboys fan perspective?
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, because I'll be honest with you. He's proven, time and time again, and I'm all about productivity. Let's see what your past performance dictates what I view you. That's how they pay you in the NFL. That's how you determine your value. So he's going to have to turn it around, and that's asking a lot for somebody who's been in the league for quite some time. Not saying it can't happen. However, right now, I'm not scared of Ryan Fitzpatrick. I'll put it that way. I'm more worried about them, and here's my bold statement: going to get Deshaun Watson.
Oh my gosh!
Go ahead, about the Eagles getting him.
Go ahead, Mike.
No, I was just agreeing with Jay on that one. That would be bad news for the NFC, dog. If Deshaun Watson got that much defense, yeah, that would be ugly.
Would that make them the favorite in the NFC East?
Oh, if they got Deshaun Watson, yeah, because
Yes.
then they would have a quarterback competent or equal to Dak and a better defense. Yeah, that would definitely be that wouldn't be good news in the NFC East.
Okay, Corey. Speaking of that defense, go ahead.
I already said it. Chase Young, Deron Payne, Montez Sweat, Jonathan Allen. That front four, man. That's the beast. That's the beast front four in the NFL to me.
Yeah, and
I'm getting ready to put one on the field this year, though.
go ahead. Talk on it. Speak about it.
Oh, that's a good front four.
Yeah.
Watch that 9-4.
Oh, you're not talking about the man. I done already told y'all that we got to reel y'all back in. Listen, here's the thing with the Washington football team. They're going to. No, I'm not going to make that prediction right now. But that front four, Corey, what you looking at? You looking at the man up in the ceiling?
No, man. You know what I'm looking at.
Oh, well, we're not going to talk about that, man.
Well, why you ask me about it?
I just asked what you were watching.
Stop playing my emotions, Smokey.
Calm down, kid. Calm down. So I think the Washington football team has probably the most talented defense in the NFC. And that's saying a lot because you got to think about San Francisco. You got to think about the Rams. You have to think about, I don't know, throw some other team out there in the NFC North. The Vikings.
The Bucks.
And I can't wait till we get to the NFC South, y'all, because that's going to be fun. So, all right, man. So that's going to wrap up, man, the training camp talk for the NFC East and the AFC Central or the AFC North. I want y'all to plug y'all's businesses because I know y'all got a lot going on. Corey, you go first, my friend.
Well, that's part of the reason why I've been absent from some of our shows, just because my business has had me going north, south, east, and west. But for those that don't know, I'm a realtor. I'm with the AK Realty Group. Part of my brokerage is Jae Mott. And if anybody out there is looking to buy or sell or both, give me a call, hit me up. You can reach me at Cory at the akrealtygroup.com. And I also have a website as well. I'm on Twitter. So I'm easy to find, easy to access.
Jay, you got a lot of things going on. I appreciate you so much, man. Tell everybody how many hats you wearing and the speed that you're running at.
Well, I'm going pretty 90 miles an hour right now. I'm a student with sports management worldwide. Actually working towards being a player management marketing agent right at the moment as we speak. I also work with Team Up Sports and the youth program. Right now we have a fundraiser going. You can find me on all, social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, easy to find. Also, Monroe City, Louisiana, which is where I'm from, that we have a football league that's getting ready to start up. This is our inaugural season. It's called the MCAL, Monroe City Academy League. And Team Up is actually going to also be in that league. So it's kind of an opportunity, to work with youth sports, which is a purpose of mine. And that's a passion. So, and just being able to work with you guys, I'm just living a blessed time right now. So thank y'all.
Yeah, and Shakeback Media Group will also be a part of that at some point during that season. Big Mike, man, so good to have you back. Don't make it be too long again. Plug your info.
Man, I'm Big Mike the Barber. I'm in West Plano at Stevie J Sports and Cuts. I can be found on the Booksy app, Booksy. I can be found on that app at Magnificent Styles. And I have a clothing line, School Clothes, SKOOL, Schooling Kings Out of Love. We can be found at schoolclothes.org. I'm on Instagram at schoolclothes2310. Go on there and find you some of that merchandise, man, and come get you some, man. It's going to be football season, so what we're going to do is we're going to have some team color themed sweatshirts and stuff going this year. So that's the next evolution of the brand. So for anybody watching, go to School Clothes, SKOOL, clothes.org.
That's amazing. And of course, I'm your boy and the CEO and the for the Shakeback Media Group. All kind of things going on, guys, behind the scenes that I have not revealed yet. Follow us on Twitter at Shakeback Media Group. Follow us on Instagram at Shakeback Media Group. Website is coming soon. So looking forward to that. And man, that's gonna do it, fellas.
Hold on, Willie.
What's you got?
Everybody out there that's watching, please, if you're not following us, follow us. We 7 away, bro.
7 away from Iraq.
Oh yeah, hey yeah. Anybody that know me, man, if y'all ain't following us, get on there and follow us. Give them the tag again, Willie.
At Shakeback Media Group on Instagram and Twitter. And
get us to 1,000. Come on with it.
Yeah, and we're gonna wind up the show, but it's on YouTube right now. It's on Twitter or Periscope. It's also on Facebook Live. So all of these gentlemen with their businesses, they will be sharing the video or sharing the show from their perspective or from their respective platforms. And like Bun B said, y'all, we're gonna ride this thing till the wheels go bald and they fall off. So that's gonna do it, y'all. Man, look, for Big Mike, Michael James Hamilton, Cory Ellison, John Molly, it's your boy Willie Epting Jr., man, saying y'all stay safe, y'all hold each other, y'all hug each other, y'all love each other, and we'll talk to y'all again real soon.
We out.